Hey there, everybody. Pete here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome. It's Wednesday. It's another new album review day for you here today. What's hot with Sea of Tranquility Day every Wednesday. Today we've got another kind of all-star covers album. This one's actually pretty fun. And, we've talked here on the channel quite a bit over the years, and specifically recently on the Hudson Valley Squares about covers albums, how so many of them are not that good. This one's kind of interesting. This is put out by Cleopatra Records, and they've done plenty of these in recent years as well. This is called Animals Reimagined, a tribute to Pink Floyd. So basically, this is a all-star collaboration paying tribute to my favorite Pink Floyd album of all time, Animals. And so let's take a look. Got this little digipack here. You got the pigs all over the place there. All right. So who's on it, you may ask? Well, first of all, we've got the entire Animals album covered here. Pigs on a Wing 1, Dogs, Pigs 3 different ones, Sheep, and Pigs on a Wing 2. Who's on it? First of all, I will tell you that for the most part, this is played pretty close to the original Animals album. So all the passages, all the melodies, they keep it pretty safe and pretty close to the original. What's kind of interesting here is hearing some of the different vocalists do their take on, Pink Floyd, and specifically Roger Waters, and hearing different guitar players playing the David Gilmour solos, hearing different keyboard players playing the Richard Wright solos. So that's kind of really the interesting part here, I think. But otherwise, it stays pretty similar to the original album. You've got on Pigs on the Wing 1, you got Nick Van Eede on vocals, with former Jethro Tull guitar legend Martin Barre playing guitar. Then we move into Dogs, and you've got Graham Bonnet on vocals. Does a really good job on here. He really gets that kind of the style of Roger Waters, and I think his voice just really lends itself very well to this track. On guitars, you got Vinnie Moore, of course, former Shrapnel Shredder, and most recently over the last decade plus, the guitar player in UFO. He adds plenty of tasty bluesy runs to this song, as well as his very kind of technical style, but he doesn't shred on here at all. Really well done. You got Qasim Sultan on bass. Of course, Qasim has been in lots of bands, but most notably playing alongside Todd Rundgren in Utopia for many, many years. Jordan Rudess from Dream Theater on keyboards, and Pat Mescalado on drums. Of course, Pat from King Crimson. Really well done. This is very enjoyable. Nice collection of musicians they put together for this. Really like this a lot. Then you got Pigs, 3 different ones. Here, another great group of guys that really seem to work well together. And again, I'm sure none of these guys were even in the studio together, but the final product, they sound really good together. James Labrie from Dream Theater on vocals. Again, he really hits all the Waters notes very, very well. Does a fine job on here. How's this one? Al Di Meola on guitar. Yeah, I love Al, but I was pretty skeptical when I saw this. I'm like, Al Di Meola trying to play some Gilmour on a Floyd classic. Really good. Really good. He just, there's a couple passages where he does that, and he adds that kind of little like flamenco-y thing just briefly, which is neat. But then on all the real gutsy, bluesy, emotional guitar solo parts that David Gilmour did, he adds his own flavor. Doesn't make it too jazzy. Really good, and his tone is amazing. Love it. Joe Bouchard, former Blue Oyster Cult legend, on bass. Really heavy bass tones. Love it. Got Patrick Moraz. Okay, does a keyboard solo. Of course, Patrick Moraz from the Moody Blues, formerly of Yes, as well. And then the amazing Billy Cobham on drums. Again, who would have thunk it? Got 2 fusion masters on this tune, on a Pink Floyd song. Really good. Really good. Next up, maybe not quite as successful. You got Sheep. You got Arthur Brown on vocals, the legendary Arthur Brown from the Crazy World of Arthur Brown and Kingdom, Arthur Brown's Kingdom Come. He still sings pretty good. He sounds fine on here. I think he another guy they picked who can do a similar style of a vocal to Roger Waters. He's fine. You got Rick Wakeman on keyboards and appropriate software. I love Rick, but his keyboards sound terrible on this. I mean, they just sound really, really bad. It sounds like a and not what he's playing, but the way it sounds like a $50 cheap Casio keyboard that you bought from Sears. I don't know what's going on with that. It just sounds awful. And I love Rick. But yeah, that's like the first time on this album where I'm kind of like, ooh, that doesn't sound good at all. You got Jan Ackerman, former guitar legend from Focus on guitars. Almost doesn't sound like him. He's playing all these big, like, fuzzy chords. His guitar sounds really overdriven, maybe a little too much so for in this song. But the solos are pretty cool. I kind of dig it. A guy named David J. on bass, and then Carmine Appice, the great Carmine Appice on drums, who sounds fine on here. Overall, the Sheep track doesn't quite work for me. I'm just, the way the keyboards sound, mixing with too much, gain on the guitar, a little strange. It's not terrible, but it's just a little strange. Then you got Pigs on the Wing 2 to kind of finish it all off. And here you've got John Davison, of course, the current lead singer. And yes, it does a fine job. He sounds trying not to sound too much like John Anderson, which, of course, on all the Yes albums and even the Glass Hammer albums he appeared on, he's got that kind of voice. He sounds very similar to John Anderson. He's doing a little different things here, which I kind of like. You got the great Albert Lee on acoustic and electric guitars. Of course, he's doing, kind of throwing his little country jazz type of thing down here. Pretty interesting. And Billy Sherwood also on acoustic guitar and effects. Yeah, it's pretty decent. It's not a long tune, so it's kind of here and gone. But the bulk is the middle of the album, and I think it's kind of fun. It was an entertaining couple of listens, and I think some of these musicians kind of work well together within the framework that they're given. I would definitely check out Dogs and Pigs, 3 different ones. I think those are, for me, the real strong points of this album. So pretty good stuff. So check it out if you're interested in hearing a different take by some pretty legendary musicians on the Pink Floyd Animals album. Again, it's called Animals Reimagined, a tribute to Pink Floyd, out now on Cleopatra Records. Visit us on the web at www.seatranquility.org. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, of course, we're on YouTube all the damn time. Thanks for watching, everybody. I am Pete Pardo. Please subscribe if you haven't already and click on that notification bell. There's also the link to our merch page below, as well as the link to our Ko-Fi page if you want to make a channel donation, and seatranquility.org, our webzine celebrating 20 years on the internet this year. Thanks for watching. More new reviews coming up today and throughout the day. I am Pete Pardo. Stay tuned for more. We'll see you then. Take care. Bye-bye.